What's up guys, Mike Greasy here. I'm teaching you guys how to dance shiv, so let's get into it. We're going to break it down into segments so it's easier to understand. Segment 1, what is a dance shiv? A dance shiv is literally you dancing around your opponent and shivving them. Simple as that. But it's harder than that. The way it sounds, it sounds, just, oh, I get around them and shiv them. No, it's not that easy. Dance shivving is a tactic that is very underrated in this game, but it's getting, more popular thanks to Last of Us YouTubers like VORLONATOR and Nika30 dance shivving. But I don't see people dance shivving that much in the game. You know what I mean? It's an underrated technique, but it's very, very useful if you know how to do it. So we're gonna get into segment number 2, movement. Now you'll be seeing some clips that I have of some dance shivs I've gotten in my time playing Last of Us Remastered. Now movement with dance shivving is entirely it's situational, because sometimes you'll be behind a bookcase and you see your opponent coming up on your left, and basically it's suicidal, right? The movement you want to take is you want to run to the right or left side, whichever is easier for you. Usually I run to whichever side is the open side. So if I'm facing a bookcase, and the guy is coming up on my left, I'm gonna run to his right side, which is my left. Now, there's other dance shivving techniques where you vault over stuff and vault back over, and you catch somebody in that, when they're looking down the sight of their gun, they can't react fast enough because the animation takes over of them aiming down the sight of their gun. Now, it's completely situational movement with dance shivs. It's really hard to explain. It's easier to show, so that's why I'm showing clips of dance shivs. It's like I said, it's situational. It entirely depends on where the enemy is, the placement, what they're doing, and the dance shiv killer punching. Now you can dance shiv somebody if they shoot, right? If they throw a punch or have any melee, you have to get the fuck out of there, because that is the instant dance shiv killer. Now, a patch that Naughty Dog implemented into the game makes it that if you get punched while trying to shiv somebody, you can't shiv that opponent for 3 seconds. Now, I've seen people who actually wait out the 3 seconds, trying to dance. I give them credit. Like VORLONATOR and other, YouTubers, I can't do that. I usually get fucked up trying to do that shit. I mean, I've only done it once, but of course I have no footage of it, I try and go for dance shivs, and someone has a one-hit stick and I'm out. But if someone is punching you, or they're shooting at you and they miss and they're trying to go for that punch, get the fuck out of there. It's not gonna work. So movement, it's in a nutshell, it's entirely situational, because it depends on, again, multiple factors: enemy placement, what they're doing, what weapon they have. Sancho West broke it down into peripheral vision in the game, where if opponent has a pistol, their peripheral vision is short. If you're using a hunting rifle, it's the shortest it's ever going to be. If you're using a semi-auto rifle or a burst rifle, it's pretty short, but it's not as short as the hunting rifle, you know what I mean? And those also are factors that play into dance shivving as well. Now, segment 3 is tactics. I was touching on, vaulting over cover and dancing with people, or breaking out of cover and catching them while they're in, animations, or while they're taking shots at other people. Now, some tactics that I implement is, it's kind of fucked up, but using teammates as bait for dance shivs, or taking advantage of somebody, in their bag, or these are basic tactics that are very easy to implement for dance shivs, especially using teammates as bait. This is kind of mean, but I have some dance shivs where teammates are being shot at, and they get downed, and I can get around that person and dance shift them while they're still shooting at a teammate. As long as I get the revive, that's all that matters. You know what I mean? And every single time I get the revive, so I make sure after I get that dance shift, I pick up my teammate. You know what I mean? As long as you pick up your teammate and you're not using, you know, them as bait in a mean way, it's totally fine. Some of the tactics, you know, like vaulting over cover, or, you know, breaking out of cover really fucking fast and sprinting at someone so they can't react fast enough, those are great. These tactics are, you know, they're dangerous, you know, they're dangerous to do, but as we all know, shivving is suicidal as fuck. So dance shivving in and of itself is suicidal, you know. But, you know, you're not gonna want to try and dance shift somebody, you know, jogging up to them. No, you're running. You're running around somebody. It's not, you know, jogging. It's full on sprinting, because they can shoot you in the fucking face. So you're trying to get behind them as fast as they possibly can and spam that triangle button to shift them. It's suicidal, but it pays off. Now, some tips that I can lend of dance shivving is practice, practice, practice. And don't feel ashamed if you can't get a dance shift first try. No one ever gets a dance shift the first try. Some get them on accident, some are just pure luck, and some are pure skill. Dance shivving is a tactic that takes a while to grasp. I'm not the end all be all. I'd say VORLONATOR and fucking Nika30 have that perfect. But I mean, I can get dance shivs. You know what I mean? I've gotten multiple dance shivs. I can get a dance shiv or two. I can do them. You know what I mean? I'm not the best at them, but I can get them done. All that matters is you practice and you find multiple ways to exploit your enemy. You know what I mean? Their animations, what they're doing. You know, seeing if they can react fast enough, and if they can't, take advantage of that. Get in there and get that shit. Dance around them. You know what I mean? And it's again, it's situational. It takes time. Don't expect to get it first try every try. You know, it takes time. Now, some people, you know, think that there are loadouts for it. There's no dedicated loadout for dance shivving. You know what I mean? There's no real loadout, so there's no dedicated loadout to dance shivving. You know, it's literally, like I said, movement, tactics, and exploiting your enemy's animations to make it so you get that shit. So again, thank you for watching. If you need any more tips, comment. I can explain it as best as I can in text form, or make a part 2 with, you know, even more in-depth analysis on the movement and everything else. But again, let me know what you guys want. I'm Mike Greasy. Peace out.